Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Under the Radar, a place where we discuss your favorite basketball players and hoopers inside and outside the NBA. Today's story is about Robert Williams III. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why are we discussing about the Time Lord? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Robert went from the G League and he actually became the Boston Celtics' secret weapon. Now, the question that we must answer in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, is how did Robert go from being a G Leaguer to an important piece for the Boston Celtics? Let's roll the clock a bit. Robert Lee Williams III was born on October 17, 1997 in Shreveport, Louisiana. The parents Robert and Tundra Williams, and he has one sibling with his sister, Brittany. Robert began his high school career at North Caddo High School in Vivian, Louisiana. He quickly emerged as a top recruit while playing for Coach Ron Meikle at North Caddo High School. Robert came out of high school as the #1 ranked recruit in Louisiana, and he was actually recorded as a 4-star recruit according to both ESPN and 24/7 Sports. Sadly, ladies and gentlemen, Robert only had one Division I offer that actually came from Texas A&M. So, Robert decided to sign with the Texas A&M Aggies. In Robert's first college game, he would score 5 points, along with 5 blocks and 7 rebounds. During Robert's freshman season 2016 to 2017, he would actually start 17 of 31 games, averaging 11.9 points, 8.2 rebounds, and an impressive 2.5 blocks per game, literally solidifying himself as the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, along with grabbing second-team All-SEC accolades. And on March 21, despite being credited as a potential first-round pick, Mr. Williams here decided to forgo the 2017 NBA draft and stay another season in Texas A&M. As a sophomore, Williams would start 23 out of 30 games, increasing his rebounding to 9.2 per game, along with his blocks being increased from 2.5 per game to 2.6. The big man's solid contributions helped Texas A&M reach the Sweet 16 in the 2018 NCAA March Madness tournament. Williams would end his sophomore season by garnering co-SEC Defensive Player of the Year honors as well as being the USSBWA All-District accolades. After his sophomore season, Robert decided to declare for the 2018 NBA Draft, where he was projected to be a lottery pick, but Robert was actually drafted to the Boston Celtics with the 27th pick in the first round. Now, the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, apparently that he was not a lottery pick is only because teams questioned his work ethic. Single-handedly the most ignorant reason I've ever heard in the NBA draft. The selection was a blessing in disguise for him and the Boston Celtics. And on July 5, 2018, the Boston Celtics would sign Mr. Williams right here. Williams did not initially make a good impression, being criticized for showing up late or sometimes even missing team functions. His reputation for missing flights and video meetings caused him to earn the moniker Time Lord on some online Boston Celtics fan pages. Williams would make his professional debut on October 23, 2018, playing 4 minutes against the Orlando Magic before being assigned to the Maine Red Claws on November 2. Throughout December and November, Williams would split his time with the G League and the NBA, where Robert would actually average 15.2 points per game along with 2.2 assists, 9.8 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game, shooting 73.3% from the field and 71% from the free throw line, and 25 minutes of action for the Maine Red Claws, the G League affiliate of the Boston Celtics, before starting to gain more game time with the Celtics following an injury to Al Horford. If I could remember the first time that I was really just impressed by Mr. Robert Williams is I think on December 11, 2018, where he blocked Anthony Davis. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, multiple time the brow. Anthony Davis was blocked twice by Robert Williams as a rookie against the New Orleans Pelicans, which made the Celtics management very, very impressed with Robert Williams' performance as a rookie. Robert would have rookie averages of 2.5 points per game and 1 block to 5.2 points per game and 1 block in 2019 to 20 NBA season. During the 2021 NBA playoffs, sadly, Williams would deal with a turf toe injury in Game 1 of the first round against the Brooklyn Nets. And also, in the exact same game, Mr. Frank Williams here would block 9 shots to set a team playoff record for blocks in a game, and he would also score 11 points and 9 rebounds in the exact same game. Imagine getting a triple-double or nearly getting a triple-double without dishing out any assists. Now that is impressive, but sadly, of course, the Celtics lost the game. Now, the injury really just hobbled Williams for the rest of the series and technically the playoffs, because Williams would leave Game 3 with a sprained ankle after just playing 6 minutes. And he would miss Games 4 and 5, and the team lost the series 4-1 against the Brooklyn Nets. And Robert would end last season with averages of 8 points, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. But if you can really tell, I really think if Robert was actually healthy during the series, I'm willing to bet this series might have gone to maybe 6 or 7 games in the series, but the Nets will still win. But I think just by Robert's presence alone, he could probably extended it by another 1 or 2 games maybe. And on December 31, 2021, Mr. Williams here recorded his first career triple-double, putting up 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists in a victory over the Phoenix Suns. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. You battled against former number 1 overall pick and a really underrated big, Mr. 7-footer DeAndre Ayton, and you're just 6'9". Wow. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, Robert has been a double-double machine this season by averaging 10 points, 9.8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2.2 blocks per game, leading the league in blocks over Rudy Gobert. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rudy Gobert, who's been a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, who is also 7'2". And Robert is doing all of these things at the height of 6'9", with a wingspan of 7'6". Robert became the starting 4 or 5, but mostly 5 for the Boston Celtics, with a record as of the recording of this video of 40-27, making them the 5th in the East, which basically makes them one of the best teams in the NBA already. I mean, come on, 40 wins is actually pretty nice. Now, the reason why the Celtics became way better later, in the latter parts of the season, is that they were able to find a facilitator and a point guard in Derek White. Because in the first half of the season, I could really see Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum just purely struggle as a facilitator, because Marcus is a defender. He hustles for the ball and shoots threes. Jason Tatum is like a Kobe-like player. He can play on the ball and he can play off the ball, but he needs the ball in his hands to become a literal threat. But they are just not facilitators, ladies and gentlemen. That's why as soon as they added Derek White, the Celtics became 6 times better than they already are. Now, because of Derek White's arrival to Boston, it really helped Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart play their natural roles without being forced to be the facilitator, and that helped a lot. The defense got even better because they switched Robert Williams and Al Horford as the starting big, because Al Horford is getting older with age and he's kind of slow, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, Al is still a very, very useful player on the offensive side of the basketball, but he tends to be beaten in the paint almost every time because, he was a center and he's kind of slow. And Robert Williams really brings in length and a wingspan of 7'6" and speed that can keep up with fast guards like De'Aaron Fox and Kemba Walker, who literally skips around in the paint and on the floor. And Robert just has an amazing motor energy that will scare any opposing team, along with his amazing timing and decision making on both ends of the floor, becoming a real solution for the Celtics to match up against taller superstars like Durant, LeBron, Anthony Davis. And I'm not saying that he could guard them, but he can guard them every couple plays. It doesn't always have to be Jason Tatum always guarding them, which basically is making him one of the best defenders in the NBA today. I mean, come on. 2.2 blocks per game and you're leading the NBA as a 6'9" center. And all that Robert really needs just to develop is a consistent jumper, at least a mid-range jumper, in order to get more consistent minutes and points scored. If he does this, ladies and gentlemen, he'll become a very, very dangerous player. One of those players that you have to keep your eyes on, or else you're gonna pay. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video answered all of your questions about Robert Williams. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and hit that like button and make it turn blue. And hit the red subscribe button to join this amazing basketball family. New basketball videos every single Friday. I do not want y'all to miss it. God bless, stay safe, goodbye.